Hello everybody, you're on the radio, we're going live. It's on the Beat Radio Bali, all the way from Bali, all the way from Canggu. And tonight we've got, Thursday Night Boogie with the Beat Magazine. And tonight's special guest is Anthony, better known as DJ Tocsin.
Yeah.
How are you going, Anthony?
I'm doing good, how are you doing?
Very well. Well, normally on this show on Thursday nights, we normally talk about the things, the events that are coming up over the next weekend, which starts tomorrow, or basically it starts today. But you've got a special event, right?
Yeah.
You've got a special event tomorrow night.
Yes, sir.
Down at Dat Dash.
Yes.
Has anybody been to Dat Dash before? Anybody out there? Welcome, listeners, viewers. Obviously, you've been to Dat Dash before.
Yes, several times, yeah.
What do you think of it?
It's good. It's a nice after-hours space.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of like nice underground space in the heart of Seminyak there. So
I've had my experiences there before.
Experiences with a capital E.
Well, they've normally been big nights.
Yeah, exactly. It's the type of place you go for a big night.
Yeah, and actually I just went recently after the White Party at Coup d'etat.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a big night here in their calendar. And so I ended up there, and it was the first time I was there for about a year. Or more, 2 years probably, I can't remember. I remember the last time I was there, it was like a big black box.
Yes, right, yeah.
And now it seemed to be a hell of a lot more classy.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I think they've improved the sound system, they've kind of expanded the space. I think the light system is better there as well, so I think...
They've spent some money on it,
Yeah, they
obviously.
have, yeah.
And what are you expecting tomorrow night this is Friday night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to be completely honest, I'm open to this. This is the first time I'm doing the show here in Bali.
Right.
Bringing a new sound to Bali. I'm really just stoked to kind of get out there and play the sound. I just love the music at the moment. So,
and the music is techno, right?
Yeah, more harder industrial techno warehouse sound.
Right. So that's pretty hard hitting.
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing what's her name, Stella Bossi at Red Ruby a year, 2 years ago. I can't remember. And a surprise little package I'd never heard of before, and she was really banging it.
Yeah.
And there was a ton of people there, like they knew all about her. They should obviously had a fan base.
Yeah.
And that was pretty hard hitting.
Yeah.
Would that be the style, or is it something else?
To be honest, I've never even heard of her.
Oh, never heard of her?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So
well,
maybe
like
shoot me
me.
some links. Yeah.
But she's a little German bombshell.
Yeah.
And man, the whole place is actually I've never seen it busier.
Really?
Yeah. And it's just this random thing.
Interesting.
So that was a hard hitting techno sound that she had going.
Yeah.
So that's yours. But a lot of people in town don't really understand it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the main sounds here are kind of melodic, and there's the Afro house thing, I think, which is like huge here.
Pretty big.
Which is why I wanted to start something, because the sound that I've been working with over in the UK and in Berlin is huge over there, but it's just not represented over here.
Yeah. Why do you think that is?
It tends, I think here in Bali, the club scene is dominated by corporate money, and you don't necessarily get a lot of like underground promoters doing kind of interesting shows anymore, especially after COVID, I think.
Risky shows.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's more about the kind of the music that you love.
Yeah.
Also, I think, I think Bali used to be more of a place where kind of artists would come to kind of do stuff, and they still do.
But there's also the other crowd that just come here to, have a good time. And
They're not really interested. 100%.
Yeah.
They just want to kind of follow the Instagram crowd and do that, which is fine.
Yeah, and they just want to go out to a place and, you see it all the time. They don't give a shit what the music is.
Yeah.
That's a big chunk of the market here. And, the more commercial end of town takes advantage of that.
Yeah.
And they don't really have to take a risk.
Yeah.
They just, do R&B and, whatever it is, hip-hop and Afro. That's the Afro, as you said before, is the flavour right now.
Yeah, it seems that way, yeah.
So you're prepared to take a risk and do it.
Well, for me, not doing it is kind of risky, because it's like, I love it so much, and it's just part of my DNA that I need to do this. And I was doing it in the UK prior to me coming to Bali in 2019. I was in London for a year, and I was like producing, and my music was having quite an impact in the scene. And then I came over here just before COVID, and I was here during COVID. And I was like,
well, that's the best place to be, right?
Yeah, 100%.
I guess.
Yeah.
And how long have you been DJing or producing? And all
my first release was in 2005, I want to say.
Okay. All right. So this is always techno?
No, I've got like 4 different music projects, from glitch hop to drum and bass to dubstep, and now this techno thing's been like 2019.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're well experienced on behind the dials, so to speak.
The wheels of steel. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So what's special about tomorrow? What besides just having you down there banging out the techno?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. It's like music focused, right? And it's all about the music. And I named the night Strobe because it's a kind of a reference to the early like Detroit techno parties of like the 80s, where they would go into a warehouse. It'd be all about the music, great sound system, and just a single strobe. So it's like the whole kind of vibe was like very minimal, all about the music, and that's kind of the vibe I want to go with. And
that's the strobe. The strobe's going to be there as well.
Yeah,
that's going to be the look, and that's going to be the power.
Yeah.
Of the strobe. I like the sound of that. Now, what time does it kick off?
11 till
11 till 8.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, I don't think anybody thinks about going to Dat Dash until like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Well, apparently
is it
so.
Tough or?
I don't know. I mean, whenever I've been there, it's always been like around that time. I'm not necessarily a party guy, but like the parties I've been to have been around that time. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, maybe the best thing to do next is the thing is as well, it's like we could just keep going. Yeah. If there's a crowd there at like 3 o'clock, I've been told we can just kind of run with it. So. Right.
What, 3 o'clock in the afternoon? Is
yeah.
No, but I guess, there's nothing stopping. Like Berghain or whatever in Germany, it goes 72 hours.
Yeah, 100%
straight, right? So
let's do it.
There's nothing stopping people being there at 10 o'clock in the night.
Yeah,
and just going all night or whatever they do, or go home early or whatever.
Yeah,
which reminds me of a famous discotheque in Jakarta called Stadium, which was also similar. 72 hours straight through the weekend.
Still going?
Closed, by our Commander-in-Chief Jocko E and his buddies.
Recently, or was that?
This actually 10 years ago now.
Yeah, wow.
But very famous place, and and I met many DJs, international DJs that went through that place, and they loved it for many different reasons. Huh. But similar to what you imagine Berghain being. Not that I've ever been.
Yeah. Who knew?
Yeah, there you go, right there, and it's funny, isn't it? Because world's most populous Muslim nation. They got this crazy thing going up in north of the town.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's going to be down at Dat Dash tomorrow night, folks.
Yes.
So get your tickets. Actually, get online. You can get on the Beat magazine, thebeatbali.com, and find out more information about that right now. What else is happening? Tonight, what is going on? It's Thursday night, right? You could have been on a boat. You could have been on the Shavana with Sarabi, talking about that, and the Rumble in Jungle hip hop, more hip hop, Afro Latin. It's all happening. More Afro over at Red Ruby. It's all going
Everyone
on.
Can come down to. I'm doing sound check tonight, so if they want to come down.
Oh right, down to Dat Dash. Are they open on Thursdays?
There will be for sound check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you can get a beer down there later. There's Bissos in with Gorab over at Les Toilet. That's a busy night down there at Les Toilet. If no one's tried Toilet, they should be there tonight. So what else is you're living up in Tabernan. How's that? How's life in Tabernan?
It's beautiful, serene.
You're near the coast, or
yes, about 8 minutes drive from the beach.
Right. Yeah. And how long have you been there? It's a while now.
A year and a half. Loving it.
Right.
It's just on the other side of all the development, so it's super quiet. And
what you say, like on the other side of Tabernan, or
on the other so if you go. The house prices are kind of going up in like as far as you get to Kadungu, and then after Kadungu, it's like it just gets pretty local.
Right. Okay.
And I'm just on the local side of it.
So that's Nuanu, I guess what you're talking about there.
Past Nuanu, yeah, that's right, yeah.
That big 58 hectare place they've got up there as well. And what's the music scene up there? Is there any music going on, or you go out, or you never go out?
Well, I mean, there is in Nuanu, there is that beautiful spot, Labyrinth. Big shouts out to Baptiste, who owns that place. But that's a great spot. There's a wonderful music studio there, and they have really nice events.
They also have the Luna Beach Club, right?
That's right.
Is that the same place?
Yeah,
I guess. I went to the opening. I haven't really been back. I should be back this weekend.
Yeah.
But so anything else up there? Like, or do you have to come downtown if you want to go, party on them?
I mean, that's the whole thing. It's just like there's nothing out there apart from kind of like local culture, which is what I love. I don't necessarily like to be in Canggu too much of the time.
Well, that's right. I'd actually live here, but
well, you got your kind of forts. You got like
I keep them out.
Yeah,
keep them at the gate. Set my dogs on them. Yeah. But no, I never go out around this area. If I go out, I sort of end up in Seminyak or something like this, where it's my old turf.
Your old haunts, everybody knows.
Where I understand, exactly. That always helps. I can't really handle when I'm going down here. It's just full of tourists and nobody. I don't even know the management. But anyway.
Yeah.
So let's have a look at Friday, which is also your gig.
Yes.
South Richard with RBN. He'll be doing his trancey kind of music down there at Tropical Temptation Beach Club. Amazing place. I don't suppose you've been there, but it's right down in Malasti Beach. They have a beach club down there, and they're doing these. What are they doing? Everyone seems to be into this melodic camel herding kind of music that from Morabito to everywhere else. You know what I mean? Where this kind of music that everyone's wearing robes and
like bathrobes, yeah,
and beads.
Yeah.
This whole thing seems to have taken over the whole town in recent years.
Yeah.
There's more hip hop over at Hatch, and Amor in Paradise, who's they're into their house musics down in Ulu Cliff House. You ever been down there?
Not yet, actually.
Yeah. Well, Ulu Two's going nuts, but that's a long way from Tabernan. There's Gab Rome, who I've never heard of. You probably haven't either. That's over at Desa Kitsune, which is the new Savaya place around the corner here.
Yep.
Le White in K Club Cabana. That's another place up in Ubud. They love their camel music up there. Drum Cell and Archie. Drum Cell is actually an old school house fella from... is he? Oh, I thought he's from the UK, but he's actually from Los Angeles. Bass DJ, producer, and co-founder of Droid Recordings, renowned for his suspenseful and hypnotic techno sounds. There you go. You got some techno going on tomorrow night at Climax as well. So that's Friday night, and then I guess the big one, isn't it? The big one is a strobe. Strobe. Dat Dash. There we go. Yeah. Nice. Is this your graphics as well?
Yeah.
You're all over that, I guess.
Yeah, doing everything.
What about the Tocsin thing? What's that about? Where did that come from?
I like the idea of Tocsin is actually an old English word. It means an alarm bell. Which is kind of, I think it's very synonymous with the techno sound that I'm into. Not that it sounds like an alarm bell, but it's kind of like, there's this kind of like warning energy about it. It's kind of this kind of insistence about it.
Yeah. How would that sound? There's a few bars maybe.
Yeah, you want me to sing? Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, Tocsin. But I was kind of thinking, because it's also double... Was it double and tango?
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
of toxic.
Toxic. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, which is also a kind of hard-hitting techno thing, I guess. I guess what you would imagine it to be very dark and toxic, right?
Yeah.
But not that it's going to be dark and toxic.
No, dark. Yes, toxic. Maybe a little dash at that dash.
A dash of toxicity.
Yeah.
So be careful. Whatever you do. So it's just you. Is it you going the whole night?
Yeah,
or is it,
4-hour set planned. Have some more tracks I can go for longer. So
right.
Yeah.
And when was the last time you did that, like a 4-hour set?
Well, to be honest, I mean, I did a 2.5-hour set up in Ubud a couple of weeks ago at Paradiso, but that was under my other alias.
Right.
But I've never actually played a 4-hour set before.
Oh, right. Okay. And that set in Paradise or Paradiso?
Paradiso, that was 2.5 hours. Yeah.
That was same music? Or?
No, it was different moniker. It was more kind of like psychedelic bass. No camel music, Stuart.
A bit like psytrance.
No, like more like kind of like if you imagine drum and bass, but like at half the time, half the speed, and then more kind of melodic elements to it. I don't know. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait for that next one at the Red Ruby or something like this.
Yeah.
Where we love it. You ever go to Red Ruby or no?
I don't think I've ever been, to be honest.
Well, that's one of our favourites.
Should I mention your name on the door and then I'll get
in?
Yeah.
Everyone does it.
Yeah. Shoot from the beat.
Shoot from the beat. Never mention that. I never tell you.
Then you duck.
I didn't tell you. So how much does it cost to get in?
100k.
Right.
200 after 1 a.m.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Friday night. It's a big one down there at Dat Dash.
Yes.
And what else we got on? Actually, over at Red Ruby, they got Ant Shilachi and Nukewood. House music again. Sevilla, Sunset, Morabita.
Busy day.
Stuff. Black Sand. Fridays is always busy. Don't know if you've been there. They have the half price of beers on Friday.
I thought that was Wednesday.
Probably do as well. Then Habibi House over at Le Toilette, which has got to be the worst name in town. But anyway, yes. All right, so let's just get into this Saturday while we're here. Stefan Bodson, German boys that are down there in Sevilla. He's sort of techno or something, isn't he?
Yeah, I think maybe more melodic, but yeah.
I've never seen him, but I'm sure it's going to be rammed down there like it is. A full moon party at Ulu Cliff House, which seems to be a bit late because the full moon, I recall, was yesterday or 2 days ago. More comedy. Escape the house practitioners are at Tabu in Uluwatu. That's including my son, Papu. He's part of Escape. Terry Farley was the one I was talking about. He's actually the old school UK house DJ. He's on a Climax, which is the latest club in Potato Head.
I heard the sound system is incredible in there.
Yeah, I have been there a couple of times.
Yeah.
It's not, it's a great place. Beautiful, amazing, but it's not dark enough. You know what I mean? It's a bit... anyway, great place. Try it out on Saturday with Terry Farley on Seabase. Gore Arb at Sardine. Have you been to Sardine? That's quite a swanky kind of place over there in Petitangan. It starts pretty early, about 10 p.m. you should be getting there. And then by 12 o'clock it's reaching a peak. It's kind of outdoor, beautiful, Seminyak kind of scene, right? And lots of camel music as well. Randy Seidman. Randy Seidman over at Red Ruby. You might know Randy Seidman. He's quite a famous, what would he be? Like a progressive DJ? Progressive house, or formerly a progressive house, but I guess he's doing house and whatnot down there at Red Ruby on Saturday night. That could be your chance to get down there because I think that one's going to be busy over there at Red Ruby. So yeah, that's let's check how long we're doing here. Hope everyone's been enjoying the show so far. You're on the Beat Radio Bali. This is Thursday night Boogie, and we've got some more minutes to go. So, what else we've got to say? What do you think about Bali since being here? Do you think it's going the right place? Everyone's talking about Bali lately.
I mean, it's like people say it's like it's getting too developed, etc., etc. The culture's getting ruined, blah blah blah. But I just think that that's like penny in a glass jar to a certain extent. It's just really Uluwatu. I live out of this.
All right.
It's Uluwatu, Canggu, it's Ubud, but
all the crazy development going on. But it's fast. It
is going up, but but I just you know, I have friends of mine who won't come here because of what they see on Instagram, and I'm like, it's not Instagram. Like Canggu is not, or sorry, Bali is not what you see on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's
so
a
which
lot
part?
more,
Which part are they actually seeing? Like the
Just
gross
like, you know,
commercialism, or the
yeah,
or the poses, or you know,
all of
taking
it.
photos?
You know, it's like you don't see like rice.
Yeah.
You don't see rice farmers. You don't see like the people like praying. You don't see like the kids playing in the
Not
street.
much.
You know what I mean? It's like,
sure.
which
It's
is
all
like
this- it's all
Bali
these people
culture.
from all over the world and taking videos of themselves.
Yeah.
But it's also now lately it seems to be like, you know, I've seen that Uluwatu cliff being knocked down just about every day somewhere in some post.
Yeah.
You know, people must see that as well and go, oh, shit, what's happening there? I don't think I'd bother going there. Which, but that too can probably help, you know, because obviously the infrastructure can't really handle it. So
Yeah.
the
Did you
less people, the better.
Yeah,
You know?
100%. Did you see that they broke ground for the underground project today?
Yeah, today?
Yeah, I think it was
Oh,
today.
shit.
They were blessing it. They
Oh,
they
my
had like
goodness.
kind of a blessing ritual for.
I have no idea about that thing. Underground to begin with is kind of like, wow, there's nothing underground really. With all the water and earthquakes and everything else, I don't know how well it'd stand up.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many people would actually want to go on it, to be honest.
Mm.
And it costs a fortune. I don't know. I just don't really get it.
Mm.
I hope it's not just going to be a total scam and, you know, they just disappear with all the money. I didn't say that. Which, you know, has happened before.
yeah. In Bali, it's like, let's build a hotel halfway through. It's like,
Poof, and everyone's gone.
yeah.
Check you later. I think it'd be a lot better off building more roads, you know, because you have to be prepared for you know what's coming. You know that, and the major problem here is the transport. And as I often say, there's like 7 or 8 billion people out there, and the majority of them want to come on a holiday to Bali.
Yeah.
So at some point, we've got to be able to handle it.
Yeah. What is it? Number 2 destination on the planet right now?
Yeah, well, it's been like that
Top
for
3
years, right?
Yeah.
For at least 20 years, you know.
Really?
Top end of
Yeah,
all
yeah.
these things, you know,
Yeah.
since it's only probably since those internet platforms have been in existence that they talk about it, but they've always been on the top. And it's a great place, really. I you know, I wouldn't want to come here on a holiday, to be honest, but you know, all the people hassling you everywhere,
Yeah.
you know, plait your hair and everything else on the beach. You know,
Asking if
forget that. But to live here is amazing. You know.
Hello, Pat. Can I pat your hair?
Yeah, right. Or trying to
Yeah.
sell you something, you know, especially down in the old school Kuta areas. But,
Yeah.
You know, it's a bit more sophisticated up. Well, it used to be around here, but it's probably just moved up here now
Yeah.
from Kuta. But up there in Tabernan, I believe it's
I was
totally
on the
cool.
beach today, and I was the only person on the beach. It's absolutely empty. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Not often. A friend of mine's down at Sumba at the moment, and he's been sending some videos and stuff of where he's been getting to, and it just looks like paradise. You know, there's no one down there if that's your thing, you know. But he was looking at surf breaks. He's going, oh, there's no one to go surfing with. It's just perfect surf, perfect water, perfect white sand beach.
Yeah.
You know, no one around. So
Yeah.
there seems to be a lot of that going on at the moment, where old school people from around here are moving down. You know, Lombok and
Yeah.
Sumba, blah blah.
Yeah.
So we're hoping for better things, and I'm sure it does. And from my experience at Bali and all our experiences, it always seems to get across the line in the last minute. You know, all the chaos and everything else, and then just the last minute, everything falls into place and everything works. And you know, that's we live, we pray.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. By the will of the gods.
Yes. Anyway,
Yeah.
so that is Thursday Night Boogie with the Beat Magazine and Anthony Tocsin.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Actually, Sunday there's some interesting shows on. Let's just go there before we head off into the ether. There's Who Made Who at Savaya.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah, that'll be
they've
good.
had a number of hits over the years.
Yeah.
Also, another good one is the grand opening party with Goom Gum at the Jungle Club. And we were at the Jungle Club a couple of weeks ago. They invited us down for an afternoon. Had a great old time there. It's not far out of town. It's near Chiluk, south of Ubud. And Goom Gum is like a melodic techno powerhouse. I'm not sure how that's going to go in the jungle, but
How's the Jungle Club? What's the vibe like?
It's super cool.
Yeah.
Super. Beach club kind of meets the river club. That's what they do. That's what. So it's lots terrace down to the river and beautiful, lush, tropical paradise, and really good sounds. They have because they're connected with this tropical Temptation Beach Club down in Lasty Beach. So the same owners, and so they have a rotation of the pretty good DJs. Sort of this melodic techno sort of crowd seems to play there a lot, and that's going to be a good gig. Yes.
I'll mention your name at the door.
I'm not. Yeah, okay, you could try. You could try.
You're like, what?
Who?
Yeah.
Anyway, so Anthony, thank you for coming in. That's about it wrapped up. So get down to Dat Dash tomorrow night to check DJ Tocsin's set, 4-hour set, kicking off at what time?
11 p.m.
You're starting at 11?
Yeah.
Wow, you should be doing an 8-hour set to get through to that early morning shift.
You never know what happens with techno. It's like, it just kind of, we'll see what happens.
Evolves.
Yeah, evolves, yeah. Next thing you know, you've done 4 hours and it feels like 5 minutes.
You could just about do it. You just put on loop, right? Just keep
do like the average Instagram DJ thing, just like mime.
You do it like this is jewelry and stuff. Is your brand? You're into fashion too, right?
Yes, this is my friend's brand. This is mine. This is mine.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Because you were saying you'd do a fashion show too.
Yeah.
Fashion.
I have a label here.
Yeah. Which reminds me, that'll be next week. We talk about the big fashion show that's going to be here in a couple of weeks. I think it is the Fashion Tendance down at TS Suites in Legian. But anyway, that's it.
Yeah.
We're saying bye. Thanks very much for watching, wherever you may be. The repeat will be on tomorrow sometime, so look out for that. And it's also on YouTube. We're going live on the radio. We're going live on Instagram. Love you all. See you next Thursday.
Cheers.